Now come forward from the back, and we can bring this mid-tone, first of all across the boat in the foreground, before getting in the darks. So we can ensure that it is a darker tone than the tone behind, but also incorporating its local colour. So I'm bringing in all the colours of this boat, but ensuring they're falling in on top of something darker. And just dropping the colour in, not worried about the detail of the boat, because when I half closed my eyes, this boat disappeared into darkness. So first of all, I'm putting my Prussian blue in, and I think what I'm going to do is add some burnt umber to make this darker. Nice and dense. It's quite a straight prow, that. Bring my little man in, he was dark against light. Hardly any definition, it's just a shape that just brings alive the centre of the picture. And letting this colour run in here so that it's got more darkness than it has light. Especially at the waterline. Lovely dense colour coming into its reflection. I want to leave out this lovely little yellow buoy. So should I paint the yellow buoy first? I think maybe I should. Now, do I want the water? The reflections, they weren't too soft. They were, you could see the light between the reflections because that was the light of the water. So what I want to do therefore is paint the reflections on dry paper so that I can actually create that feeling of light. First reflection of this and the man, and then use the tip of the brush, dance across the paper, leaving out areas of light from the wash to create the feeling of that reflection from the boat. And the waterline, so dark, let that run into that. Don't forget, a reflection always falls below the vertical, so don't take it beyond where it's going to reflect. And the little buoy will have its own little reflection. And now we come across to this side, again, dark against light. We've got a red barge. Good, we've got our red, we're coming across. I want this red clean, and my water's a bit dirty, my palette's a bit dirty, so I'm going to clean my palette and make sure I've got really clean red. Rinse my brush out. Still using the size 8. Right, nice clean cadmium red. Bring it from the light side. Even this red, although it's lit by the sun, is still much darker than this white water. Got a railing in front, so let's bring the shadow of that railing out with the red so that the two marry. The rest of the railing's not lit, so it can go dark against here. And this red I'm going to bring down into the area of darkness so that the colour on the paper marries with it. So it's not separate. What often happens is you end up with lots of separate colours rather than a blend of watercolour. And now we can bring, oh, I think I might even bring a bit of red across here to remind myself, look at that lovely, lovely rope. There's a blue rope there. It's just catching the light. That is going to be nice. So let's give myself some wet red to run Prussian blue into, because Prussian blue and cadmium red make a lovely black. Got to keep this red wet, but look, I can keep this blue out of the, keep this lovely line out of the wash. And now in with my Prussian blue. Oh, so lovely. Look, it's actually killed the red. Right, I'm going to have to drop some more red in, I think. I want to get this really dark black. This reflection's coming from it. Right, let's bring this across here. Amazing, it wouldn't be drying this fast outside, I can tell you that. So I'm going to drop the Prussian in first, really dark. This corner's really dark, really dark. Boat is lit from the front here. And let's get that red into this. That will mix them together on the palette. I think that's the best idea. Lovely and dark. And the red back in here. Because it's round, the tone is coming round with the shape of the boat. This red actually is quite strong. I think we can afford to have it even redder. Right, let's use that dark line to bring these posts across, down across there. We want that to, oh yeah, that blend there. The rope's held out of it. The rope comes across there. And now we want to come into that reflection, and we were using the burnt umber and the Prussian blue to get this greeny water reflection. It's really dark here in the foreground. Again, it's going to drop below here. And those pillars behind, they're dark again. They're kind of a greeny dark. Bit of broken dry brush on their lit side so they're not quite so hard. And the little stanchions now that carry this lovely blue cord, lovely blue robe, sorry, not feeling very nautical. This dark of the post coming up against that light there, and then its reflection in the water. Again, this nice greeny blue, and it dissolves into the reflection there. And then the actual buoy, I think I'm going to orange up a bit. Need nice clear. I can use a smaller brush, in fact, because I'm in danger of dirtying all my water here. We need to bring some of the little small darks at the back, little mid-tone darks. Ooh, too dark. Little, I think it's a bridge actually, I think it is. Didn't really see the bridge in the background, but we can just bring just a couple of mid-tone darks. And now we've got to bring out the lightness of this pontoon with background wash. We can't do anything till this is dry. So I'm looking around. Oh, I know, I have little things I can do here in this window here. While I wait for that area to dry, when that's dry, I can bring that. And then I sort of look around, is there anything else I can do? I probably, oh, I know, think that I did like the pattern in this here. We can have a little bit more going on there, and that one behind, because that we did see in the background. Bring this out here. Bring a bit down here. All this while I'm waiting for the water to dry. In fact, I'm just going to leave it to dry for a couple of minutes so I don't disturb the reflections in the water. The water is just a tad up in tone, but I'm going to use part of the background wash behind it because I don't want to bring too much light into this. So I do the same movement over the water, but much more general, much less specific. And where there's a light, I'm using it to emphasize that light. And then take the colour off my brush. Don't want to make it too dark. So it's really to bring out that barge in front of the water. I've lost a couple of highlights along the way. I want to retrieve the light on top of the buoy and a little bit on top of the barge. I can use opaque white. Nice fine brush, size 6, neat white paint. This is squeezed direct from the tube. And you just paint it. Look at that. It's like retrieving white paper. Obviously you can't do it on large patches, but it just gives you back the lights that you might have lost. Saves you having to worry about trying to keep them out of washes. Doesn't matter if you lose them, because you can actually retrieve them with the opaque white. Even the top of the man's shoulders can have a little bit of light. And the top of that even. Start getting carried away with opaque white. When you want to do that at the end of a painting though, because look how cloudy it makes the water, and then you can't make your lovely transparent colours. So it's the best thing to do it near the end, but I have seen something I want to do. I want to lift up the red in this roof here that we did right at the beginning. Could have gone much stronger. And then just put a bit of that Prussian blue mix into the shadow there. So I think the tonal balance is right now. We have the dark boats against the mid-tone and the light, water, light sky. Even though the view was rather dull, by concentrating on the tonal balance, we have made an interesting painting.
Now available on DVD. Try these techniques yourself at home whenever you wish. Today's workshop is now available to order on DVD from the Painting and Drawing channel. For further information and to order your copy, go to www.paintingdrawingchannel.com.